Hey there, my name is Josh Diotti here with VanDOit in customer relations, and today we are here to talk through the Viper security system. Now, when you get the Viper security system, it can be really confusing when you get all these key fobs and keychains. And so the goal of this video today is going to talk through how to use the system as well as some of the features that come with the Viper security. So with that being said, let's not waste time and get right into it. To start off today, we're going to be giving an overview of all the key fobs that will be coming with your vehicle. On this side here, we've got your one-way Viper remote. In the middle, we've got your two-way Viper remote, and then we've got your Ford key fob. To start off, we're going to begin with the two-way LCD remote from Viper. On the front side, you're going to see we have an unlock button, a lock button, and on the side, you're going to find that we have a function button, auto start button, auxiliary, and charge port. As mentioned, you do have a charge port, so the two-way LCD remote will need to be charged, and you will find the battery percent on the top right corner of your display. As you move over to the center, you will find a replica icon of the remote. This will indicate if you are connected or not. Second, you have got a lock and unlock icon that will be in the center. Now, the lock and unlock portion of the icon will indicate if the Ford chassis itself is locked or unlocked, while the black or clear version of that icon will indicate if the Viper alarm itself is armed or disarmed. Right below that, you will find the time or other display settings as you request certain functions. The second key fob we're going to review today is going to be the one-way communicator from Viper. Now, as mentioned, this is a one-way communicator, meaning when you request a function, the vehicle will not communicate back to let you know the status. So that being said, about all the same functions can be performed through this remote as can be performed on the two-way communicator. So as you see, you're going to have the lock button up top, the unlock button right below it, auto start button, the auxiliary button, which we do not use with our vehicles, and on the side, you will find your function button. Third, we have got your Ford key fob. Now, obviously, this is going to have your lock, unlock button, your slider door button, as well as your panic button. Now, for 2020 and newer units, it's important to note that the lock, unlock button will unlock the doors, as well as lock or I should say disarm and arm the Viper security as well. Now, why this is important is because for older units, it actually did not do this. Meaning that if you unlocked the car door and didn't disarm the alarm and pulled it open, it would actually set the alarm off. So because of that reason, we do recommend using the Viper fob for arming and disarming as well as locking and unlocking those doors, just so you don't accidentally set that off. The other reason the Viper fob is a little bit better is because it has those higher level functions if you're wanting to do like a silent disarm / unlock. Meaning if you were like at a campsite or something and you wanted to unlock and disarm stuff, but you didn't want the vehicle making noise as you did that, you can actually do those types of functions from that as well. Other than that, the key fob on the Ford does have a remote start setting. I believe it's either lock, unlock, lock, or unlock, lock, lock, one of the two. So feel free to use that as well. But other than that, of course, you will use the key for the engine, getting that running and taking over after remote start. So that's all I've got for you here on this guy. Now, the last key fob we're going to discuss today, or rather more control key fob button, is going to be your control center inside the vehicle. Now, this is going to be mounted on the windshield right above the rear view mirror here. And on it, you will find an LED light that indicates the status of the alarm, as well as a override button should you lose your key fob or maybe it dies in the middle of a trip. So should you accidentally set that alarm off and need to override it, you can totally do that here or enter and exit valet mode. Now that we've talked about the key fobs as well as some of the control buttons, let's get into some of the fun features of your Viper system. Now, one of the great things about the Viper remote is that they include a manual with a chart to overview some of the most important functions. And so we will not be going through every single function, but we will be highlighting the ones we believe are important, as well as educating you on how to perform the rest. Now on this chart, you're going to see that you have got multiple levels of functions. So you've got your basic functions, level 1 functions, level 2 functions, level 3 functions, and so on. And so to begin today, we're going to talk through the basic functions. Now what's great about the basic functions is that they are super easy. They are just that, really basic. And so to perform any basic function, all we're going to do is just press the one button indicated on the left of the chart. And so, for example, to arm as well as lock our system, we're going to go ahead and simply press the lock button on our system. Now, as you heard behind me, your van is going to beep, your headlights will blink twice, and on the display, you're going to see an indication that it is, in fact, armed. Now, the second function we're going to perform is going to be the remote start from your key fob. Now, to perform the remote start on a basic function, all we're going to do is have to hold the auto start button on the side. Now, when we start it, you're going to see an indication on the front display that with a timer or temperature icon, whichever you prefer, this can be changed in settings. Now, the timer icon will have a countdown, which will let the vehicle run for that long before it shuts itself off. Now, as you have the remote start running and are getting in the vehicle to take it over, go ahead and get in the vehicle, put the key in the ignition, turn the key, and then put your foot on the brake. This will get the vehicle ready for takeover. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So we're going to start by simply pressing the auto start button. Now, as you hear behind me, you're going to see that the car turned on. You heard it, you saw the lights on the headlights flash, and on the screen, you can see that we have got the auto start icon, as well as a timer of 15 minutes below. Now that we've covered some of the basic functions of arming and disarming your Viper system, as well as remote start, we're going to talk through some of the higher level functions, which are levels 1 through 4. Now, to perform a level 1 through 4 function, all you have to do is press the function button on the side of your Viper remote. This will cycle you through levels 1 through 4. Now, once the desired level is reached and indicated on your display, simply press the associated icon for the desired function. So for example, if we were wanting to operate the silent lock alarm, all we would have to do is press the function button on the side to get to our level 1, and then the lock icon, which is the associated icon for that function. And so let's go ahead and do it. We're going to hit that once, and we're going to hit the lock icon. And as you can see, the display changed and locked it without making any noise. So to perform any of these higher level functions, all you have to do is follow which level and which icon to use across using the chart. Now, because of this, we recommend familiarizing yourself with it, as well as printing it off or having the manual close by in the glove box. Now that we've talked through some of the basic functions, as well as how to perform a higher level function, we're going to talk through some of what we believe are the key features to highlight. So the first up is going to be a temperature request. At any time, Viper allows you to request the interior temperature of your vehicle. Now, this is a level 1 function that you will see on the chart. So to perform this level 1 function, all you do is follow the chart. So we see it's in level 1, and then the associated button is actually the function button. So what this means is we're going to press the function button once to get to that level 1. And then since we have to press the function button again a second time, we're going to hold the function button as opposed to pressing it for 3 seconds. So here we go. We're going to press it once to get to that level 1, hold for 3 seconds, and then on the display, you will see that it gives you the interior temperature of your vehicle. Now, it is important to note that to perform any of these functions, you do need to be in range with your vehicle. And if you are not in range, this icon on the screen now will actually come up and let you know. Now, the second feature we're going to talk about today is Valet Mode. Now, Valet Mode is great because it disarms the alarm and allows you to hand your keys over without actually having to worry about the alarm going off. Now, this is helpful if you are letting a friend use your van, if you're leaving the van with a mechanic for an oil change or tire change, something like that. Or maybe you're leaving the van with like a shuttle service at a ski slopes or something. So to perform this function, simply follow your chart. When we look at the chart, we see that this is a level 2 function in the vertical column, and that across, we are going to use the unlock button icon to take the unit in or out of Valet Mode. So to perform this function, all we're going to do is press our function button twice on the side to get to that level 2, and then the unlock icon, which is the associated icon for this function. Now, when we do this, it's important to note that our black lock icon is actually going to turn to a light, clear unlock icon. So again, what this indicates is that we are now simply using this fob to lock and unlock the Ford chassis. It is not arming or disarming the Viper security alarm. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So we're going to hit that twice. And as you can hear and see, we got it working. Now, the third function I want to talk about today is going to be your advanced remote start settings. Now there's actually really two features inside of this advanced remote start header, if you will, which is going to be your timer start and smart start. So timer start essentially starts a countdown to turn your remote start vehicle on. And so this is set from our installer and typically is a default of 3-hour countdown. And so essentially when you hit this, which is going to be a level 2 function on your auto start button, it will start a 3-hour countdown. Now when that 3 hours runs out, the remote start will initiate and your vehicle will turn on. This will send your key fob a message. It will make a noise letting you know something's happening, and the message will come up with the associated auto start icon. Now the second feature is going to be your smart start. Now smart start pairs that timer start settings with temperature and battery level. Simply put, if your battery level is below 10.5 volts, or if your temperature is below 0 degrees Fahrenheit or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, then the vehicle will start. If it is within those thresholds, then your vehicle will not start at the end of that 3-hour countdown. And so when you turn Smart Start on, it starts that 3-hour countdown. At the end of the 3 hours, the Viper system will search to see if your vehicle is within that 0 to 100 degree range. If it is, it will not start because of that. However, if your battery is below 10.5 volts, it would start. If it's above that 10.5 volts, it will not start. So to perform this function today, all I'm going to show you is how to do the Smart Start. Simply, you're just going to hit your function button 3 times till we get to that level 3, and then we're going to hit our associated icon, which is the auto start. So 1, 2, 3, hit your auto start, and you can see that the Smart Start on came up on your display. And over to the right of the icon, the lock icon, we have got your auto start icon as well as a temperature icon, which just means we're reading that temperature as well as has that countdown going. Now you may not notice, but that auto start icon looks a little different than that basic function in that it has that clock hands inside of it, which just means the countdown is happening. That's the only difference, okay? So to get out of this, all we're gonna do is hit the function 1, 2, 3, hit our auto button again, and we're now Smart Start turned off. Now the last feature I want to talk through today is going to be the alarm report. Now as mentioned before, to work any of the requested functions, your remote does have to be within range, which I believe is approximately 1 mile. Now with that, your two-way communicator will actually tell you if you are out of range. This icon will appear on your display if you are out of range. But when you get back in range, you may actually want to check on your vehicle so you can actually request an alarm report. So to do this, this is a level 3 function that is tied to the function icon button. So just follow our chart there again. Vertical column, we have a level 3. Horizontal column is the function button where this meets. So what we're going to do is go ahead and press our function button 3 times and then hold the associated icon, the function button, for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, hold it for 3 seconds. Alarm report says no, we have had no alarms go off. Look at us. All right, so that's all we got here today on the Viper security system. To recap a little bit for you, you have got basic functions and then you've got level 1 through 4 functions. So use that chart accordingly. Make sure to familiarize yourself with it. Now, if you have any other questions besides that, please check out the manual as it can do a lot more than we covered here today. And also feel free to submit a support ticket. So other than that, we'll see you guys on the next video.